Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my YouTube chit chat once again. This is my YouTube channel and my name is Sinazak. The question is, why it's Gintu and the family is now begging Iammarwa for the out of court settlement? It is in this channel that the family has been making videos left and right. That is the Gintu sister, Kate, with a lot of things and innuendos that are never making sense. It is still the question that really bugs the people's mind and still lack an answers. Why must they now beg the Iammarwas for the out of court settlement?
Office Bania that just told us to come back home and resolve.
If you listen to that video,
one.
the name of the OCS, that's the deputy OCS, the officer commanding station of the Stapol, is being mentioned. So this is the person that we want to adapt and focus on. Number one, why the OCS name has been mentioned. What of the importance that this deputy OCS to the Gintu's family? And three, why is out of court settlement is so important to the Gintu's family that are now begging the Iammarwas? And three, why Iammarwas have refused never to obey such kind of direction. You know, it never stopped from there. On AM Carol also alluded into these things, and it was juxtaposing to be jeering or jibing Iammarwas and Dimwang. And perhaps let's listen to this video, then I will come back and put everything into perspective.
Hide some information from us, but sooner or later.
So guys, if you listen to AM Carol in that video, the shortest one, AM Carol is alluding to an information perhaps she's being informed or is reading things on its own, or perhaps she's well obsessed and is a consumer from Gintu's sister's Kate still information that are never making sense. You know, so it's reading from that script. And again, it could have been by the time Iammarwa and Dimwang went to court at Kiancha or Isabania, they thought they would come out and talk of it. They thought also Gintu would talk of what really happened. But after the court, all of them went mute. You know? And the reasons why they went mute, I know, and I will share it at the progression stages of this video. Kate Sigano, the fish pond guy's sister, is the one who has been in charge of writing because the case itself is not in her interest. The people who are at the center stage of the case is the Dimwangu, Gintu, Iammarwa. So these are the people who cannot discuss the issues before the court or before the judge. That's what we call the prejudice or sub judice, the contempt of the court itself. That's why you never hear Gintu talking about it. You never hear Marwa discussing the merits and the merits of the case. They've stayed mute. But AM Carol is alluding to these things, to the fact that Dimwang and Iammarwa has been defeated. And that's why she's saying that these people are behaving in a way that they don't know, that AM Carol doesn't know the outcome of the case, that they are still hiding it, that AM Carol is going to dig everything out and find out what really happened and put it in this YouTube stream. So guys, if you're coming across this channel and this video for the very first time, kindly click at the notification bell so that whenever we upload a video, YouTube channel for instantly. To my subscriber, may God bless you abundantly. Without support, this channel would be at this space. So let's dive in after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube chit chat. My name is Sinazak and this is my YouTube channel. So guys, the reasons why I'm telling you that Gintu's family And Gintu himself is now begging Iammarwa and the Berry's family to forgive him. These are the things, if you remember, when Iammarwa was put on a call, and Iammarwa told us that time that Gintu was crying and Gintu was asking for forgiveness. Later it turned down opposite, that Gintu could never do that. But that is in record. Gintu was crying and was asking for forgiveness. That's a matter of fact. The second time, you've just heard the video, and this video, for better understanding, I'm going to play it again so that you could really hear the Gintu sister talking about something over here. Perhaps let's listen to him
Yes,
or
of
to
this
her again.
Banya that just told us to come back home
As if
and
they want
resolve
to
the
hide some
issues
information
one
from us,
on
but sooner or later
So
we'll be
from the
knowing
video,
what
it's
is happening
simple.
in those so-called.
You hear Gintu sister, that's the Kitsigano, is telling us that it is the Iammarwa side who have refused to go and they sit down and settle these issues out of court. She has mentioned somebody, the deputy OCS, this is the deputy commanding officer commanding station, the Stafford, who told them that they get back home and they seek an alternative redress on the case that is bedeviling them. The essence of that video was to paint the Iammarwa's picture that Iammarwas have decided never to seek heed. And my advice going forward, that is the correct thing that Iammarwa should do, because the case itself, it's past the OCS, past the police station, because the case itself, it is before the competent jurisdiction, before the judge of this country. Then it must be adjudicated. From that time, police can never interfere with the cases that are already in court. It is only the pontification or the verdict or the direction that the judge will give as pertaining to that case that will be final, and that will be the court direction that must be obeyed. You know, what I'm thinking, Gintu is now using the sister to talk and to rant on his behalf. Because as of now, Gintu has been tamed. The court is still monitoring Gintu's behavior. Because Gintu was told when he was being given bail that these are the conditions that you have to adhere to. In a situation whereby you shall be deemed not adhering, but the fact that you shall be deemed or assumed not adhering, therefore the terms and conditions of the bail shall be revoked and you'll be reapprehended or be rearrested back to the court, put to the cell, police custody at the prison, remand, awaiting for the consequent or subsequent court sessions or appearances. That's why you find the Gintu has decided to stay mum. Now, Gintu has got a mouthpiece. A mouthpiece is the Gintu sister that is every day talking of the issues within the court, giving us the feedback, because Gintu's mouth has been tongue-tied. Gintu's mouth has been sutured. Gintu cannot talk. So the sister is the one doing all the case, because the interest, sister is not an interparty. The interparty is this Iammarwa, Dimwango, David Jr., and the family. Gintu, not Gintu sister. So these people who have counted for you can never even talk about this case. This is the reasons why they went to court, then they came back and they couldn't discuss, because discussing the issues of matter before the judge itself, it's a contempt of the court, and they know well, they were even told. And that's why you've seen even the Gintu's behavior, the Gintu's demeanor, the Gintu's arrogance and aggressive behavior of always moving to Iammarwa's compound has already been reduced just because the bail itself is working. The issue of court itself solves numerous number of things. What I'm thinking is, the Gintu's family have adapted the deputy OCS, because we have the OCS, then the deputy OCS. This is the person that they want them to help. They want this deputy OCS to help them. This is the guy that they bribe. This is the guy that they give money. This is the guy that they're talking to help them talk to the Iammarwa family so that the case could be dropped or the case could be solved out of court. This is the deputy OCS. Because the question that they were supposed to be dealing with, they ought to have been dealing with the investigation officer, IO, the person who investigated the case. Is a police officer residing in that Kiancha police station, or is a Banya police station, that knows the detail of the case, that will always be appearing for cross-examination. But they've defied that order and they've gone to the deputy OCS. Remember, anytime when you're arrested, whether with a police constable, the person who will authorize for you to be taken to court is the OCS, the officer commanding station, because the officer commanding station will look at the OB and the charges against you. Then he will look and serially select that this one has got more evidence, this one has got no evidence, this person should be released under fine or with a punishment. So it's the OCS prerogative and direction that will make a person or a suspected criminal be arraigned to court. If OCS refuse, the latter will never see the court. So the reasons why you see this family have adapted the deputy OCS is the deputy OCS is being charged with a duty and a responsibility of making sure to talk to the Iammarwas so that they can decide to talk it out of court settlement. And that is it. That's why of recently Gintu have subsequently been moving to the police station. And it's this deputy OCS who have been coaching Gintu, who have been telling Gintu what to behave and how to tackle this case going forward. I've got no problem. So it has forced Gintu to also corner in the police station because this one is so real. So Gintu's mouth has been sutured, Gintu's mouth has been cemented, Gintu can no longer talk. Gintu can no longer behave arrogantly, so erotically, the way he used to be. Gintu cannot longer talk. Gintu is using the sister to talk while using the deputy OCS in conjunction with the Chris, who is a friend of Chris, the Great, to manipulate the case. Unfortunately, the case itself was not for the deputy OCS. It was for the OCS with an investigation officer during the case. It's before the judge in the court. They can never meddle with it. The only thing that they can do is to talk to Iammarwa to withdraw. But I would want to tell Iammarwa, you do not withdraw. If you want to withdraw it in the front of the judge, because the judge will state all the parameters on how such kind of forgiveness that the Gintu's family and Gintu himself is asking. Let him do the apology in front of the judge, so that the judge will pen it down that you've been forgiven, you've asked for the apology, but this is how you should be behaving going forward. So the reasons that it will come from court, and it will be constructed and will be kept in the file, such that there is a cause or a clause that must also be put, that you are forgiven never to do one, walk within Iammarwa's precincts, stalk Iammarwa, abuse Iammarwa, rant about Iammarwa, all those 3, 4, 5, 6 things, shenanigans that Gintu used to do, that in any iota of a doubt that you are being seen behaving erotically toward this family. Therefore, you'll be rearrested and taken to the court going forward. This is the reasons why I'm telling you. Emma should never. If you have to do it, you have to forgive Gintu in the front of a judge or a magistrate, and make Gintu ask for forgiveness in front of a judge. The file will be constructed. Therefore, that file itself and that apology shall be deposited with the judge to form the official document of a court. That is it. But if you see on trending was ranting because it was taking only one-sided of Gintu's sister story, a story that is never making sense, a story that A.M. Carroll cannot know and cannot fathom what's happening, because you wanted to know. I've helped you explain, and I hope you've understood what is really going on, because you don't know what was going on and you want to meddle in an issue that you don't know, because these people are serving you hope, giving you stories that are never making sense. It is this same sister who, from court, they said Gintu has defeated Iammarwa, that they've won the case. What is this one? They told us there is no case. Why Gintu is still headed to court? Why are they still seeking out of court settlement backlog through deputy OCS? Therefore, A.M. Carroll, you wanted to know, and this is the information for free that you've been given. Nothing will happen. Gintu has a case to answer. Gintu is begging, and in the front of this YouTube video, Gintu wants to appear to be somebody who's strong and a demigod. It's not. It's not completely. So guys, let me know what you think at the comment section.